Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showcasing and overviewing the Teton Sports Explorer 75-liter bag. I was currently in the market for a new bag. I did have a blue one. I don't know if you've seen it in previous videos or have seen it on my father's channel, Jimmy Two Tech. If you haven't already, check him out. He'd appreciate it. But Hurricane Helene totaled the last RV we had. I lost my blue bag and all the components in my kind of camping, hiking go bag, if you will. So was looking to replace it. Came across this, got it, have been checking it out, and I wanted to kind of show you guys in case you are in the market for one or looking to upgrade from a previous bag. So in this video, we're just going to kind of go around. I'll show you some of the pockets, the space, give you an idea of what's going on with this bag, and maybe do a little bit of comparison to some of the competitors that I've seen. Uh, kind of going over price, pockets, space, size, materials, things of that nature. So we'll jump in here, kind of give you a close up, let you see the bag in its full glory, and that should wrap up this video. So jumping right in, on this side of the bag in particular, we have two zippered pouches, which is pretty cool because you can kind of put things in there, maybe like fire starting, snacks, lights, and then you don't have to dig inside of your bag to get those things. So it is cool to have two zippered pouches here. You also do have the cinch pocket on the side for bottles of water, containers, things of that nature. Cruising forward, we do have the front zippered pocket. The way that I have it right now, with how tight I have these buckles, you don't have access to actually get inside of this pocket. But if I open these up for you, you'll see here we have this front pocket. When I have this is usually where I keep like hatchets and extra knives. So it's still semi easy to get to, but you're also working with a longer pocket, so you're actually able to fit like a full size like hatchet in there. So you have that. And going on to the other side, we have one zippered pocket right here. This one is a little bit larger than those other two on the other side, but gives you an extra pocket right there. And then we also have one more cinch pouch for bottles. And moseying to the back of the bag, we do have the back length adjustment on this particular bag, which is a pretty cool feature. So you can actually adjust where the shoulder straps are on this bag. So depending if you're a taller individual or smaller, you can adjust that. So it's going to be a little bit more comfortable when you actually have this fully loaded and you're carrying it on your hike or your camping trip. Moving on down here, we have the airflow circulation, just letting you know that the way that this padding is, you're going to get a little airflow back there because when you have this loaded on your back and walking around, you're going to get that sweaty back if you don't have good airflow. And one thing I want to mention that I noticed is the lumbar support on this. It's like an inch and a half thick of like very comfortable foam in there, which I think is really nice, especially when you have this fully loaded and you're on those longer hikes. And that foam carries into the actual waist straps or hip straps, whatever you would prefer. It's not as cushiony as that section right there just for the lumbar. And they're a little bit rigid, which I like. The big reason I like that is each one of these does have an actual pocket on there. So when they're not as rigid, it just makes the pocket a little bit flimsy. So you got pretty good support there. And these are pretty good sized pockets. So you could fit cell phones, devices, snacks, good variety of things. So definitely wanted to mention that. The actual waist buckles are really big quality buckles as well. So that is fantastic. And then it also has the little symbol there for H2O. You can equip this with a H2O pouch, put it inside of your bag. So that is definitely something to mention. That kind of sums up the back of the bag. I do want to mention that the actual shoulder straps do have little sections here, so you could strap maybe a walkie-talkie, or if you wanted to get like an aftermarket cell phone pouch, kind of up to you, but you do have the ability, and it is on the bag. So that is a pretty cool thing to mention. Inside of the bags are usually the hardest to show, but right here you can unbuckle. You do have two front buckles to take off. I'll call it the roof of the bag. There we are. And then you do have a little cinch thing here, so we can open this up. And what's cool about this is, as you see, I opened it up, and there's also another section in there. It's almost like a two-way opening, which is kind of cool. I'm going to reposition the camera and kind of give you a better look inside. It's always a little bit harder to show the inside because this is a black bag. So we'll try our best. So kind of get in here. I'll shine a flashlight in here for you as well. As you see, it is just a deep, dark crevasse. You do have a pouch in here, and then you'll see that the back is pretty solid. So it kind of keeps that form. It's that, I guess it's what they use for these bags without it having a full frame. And then you can see in the bottom, let me take a look, because I was a little bit curious. I believe, looking in here, oh, perfect, I do. So the bottom section right here, you're seeing this floor, it can go deeper. That is just the section that goes above the actual sleeping bag compartment. So if you wanted to, there is a zipper right here. You could technically unzip this and then have this go even deeper if you weren't going to use it for an actual sleeping bag section. In that case, it would just be a huge bag. And I just tipped the bag down here to give you an idea of the sleeping bag area in this. So I like to keep the sleeping bag in here because it kind of gives it a nice flat bottom, so it kind of stays up. But if you look here, you can open up this zipper. I have a whole BS Wolf sleeping bag in here. So as you see now, it just got a bunch smaller, but you can see that actual compartment you have in there. And you should possibly be able to see the zipper that's in here. So you could get rid of that floor in the bag and then use this as all extra space. So just to give you an idea, I'm not the biggest person, but for space wise, from the floor here to the top of the bag is from my fingertips all the way to my elbow. And then if you actually add the sleeping bag section, I mean, that's about a full arm length that you have for your bag. So this is going to hold everything you need. I mean, this is a 75-liter bag. So, I mean, think about it. This is probably good for you if you're going camping or hiking for extended days. You'll be able to carry all your equipment. But again, I guess it really depends on your physical prowess if you can actually load this up and carry it for extended periods of time. But you do have the option with a bag like this, which I think is cool. And then lastly, before I put everything back in the bag and close up this video, I did want to mention that you do have a zipper in the underside of the roof of the bag, so you can put some things in there, maybe maps or some things that you know you don't want it to get really wet. Close this down. You do have a few little straps right here, so I don't know, you can maybe put paracord, some carabiners, maybe hold some equipment on top. And you also have one more zipper right in here. This is usually where I put in things like solar lanterns, things that are really quick access. But as I said, you do have these things in front, so if you were out here, you could just carabine on your solar light, let it charge while you're walking, or if you're just leaving your bag out. Up to you. But I did want to mention that. And as I wrap up the kind of showcasing this bag, I did want to mention that it does come with a Rainfly or a bag that will kind of cover this entire bag. If you go all the way to the bottom, there's a little Velcro right here. And you can see, if you pull it out here, has a full yellow Rainfly that will kind of cover the entire bag, which is really cool if you're going to be hiking and you have a heavier rain. Because this is, it's nice material, water resistant, but it's not like it's going to probably stop things from getting wet on the inside if it's heavy raining for a prolonged period of time. But I do tell everybody, if you do get some waterproof spray, like almost like tent spray, I would definitely recommend putting on a bag because it is that type of material. So that pretty much sums up this bag overview. I'm definitely going to use it a little bit more, actually bring it out into the field, test it a little bit to get an idea of how it holds up. But I got my tablet here. There was a few things I wanted to mention stat-wise for this bag because I know a lot of you might be wondering about the technical specifications of the bag. So a few things I did want to mention here. Bag completely empty, 5.6 pounds. Sounds heavy. I don't think it's too bad for a 75-liter bag. But again, you will be the one carrying the weight with everything you have in there plus the bag weight. So definitely put that into account. Water's not light. So we did discuss 75 liters. The material, they say 600 diamond ripstop shell. You kind of have to feel it for yourself. I'd say out of some of the other bags I have, it feels just in line with that. It doesn't feel too chintzy. Kind of reminds you of like a pretty quality or pretty good quality tent. So I'm not too worried about this. Time will tell if any of the seams start to tear or if zippers become an issue. But definitely one thing I wanted to mention. And then all over the bag, as I said, you have like some compression straps. So we'll see how well those hold up over time. And then lastly, because I know I did mention about some competitors, this bag right here will run you around $80 to $90, depending where you get it. Amazon, if it's on sale, or if you get it directly from their website. Some competitors around the same price for this size, but there are some more expensive ones. An example is the Osprey bags. I've never personally had one. I read so many good reviews, but it's just so hard for me to pull the trigger on like a $300 bag. So if you're kind of new to the market, or if you're just looking for something that will suffice without breaking the bank, because I mean, for $300, I could buy this bag and buy a bunch of the components I need to fill the bag on my trip just for the price of an empty bag. So again, I can't compare unless I had an Osprey in my possession and then actually compared these two face to face. But you know, your budget will dictate what you will get, and they do say, you know, you pay for good quality, but who really knows? If it gets the job done, I'm definitely leaning more towards that. So that wraps this up. If you like the video, if you could just hit the thumbs up button, I'd appreciate it. And if you'd be so kind to hit the subscribe button, my goal this year is to hit 1,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments on the bag, drop them down below. I get to all the comments, and I'd like to chat with you guys. So until next time, have a good rest of your day.